Hello my guys, how are you? Is another segment again kwenye program ya KIKAO. Leo prepare about KIKAO na kijana mmoja ambaye ni rafiki yangu sana na tumekaa naye kwa muda mrefu ambaye anajiita KEYM Explain. Yeye ni political analyst. Ameweza ku program or to analyze different issue about politics. So yeye kwa politics ako shwari kabisa. So KEYM Explain, karibu sana. Mambo vipi bro?
Kabisa.
Karibu sana bwana.
Asante.
So karibu sana kwenye Stereo Media, the value system enhancers whereby tunaelezea the journey. Where did you started, ulianza aje? But before that, si unaweza tuelezea majina yako kamili na maybe education background yako kiasi, si ndio? Alafu then to pick up from there, right?
Okay, well, mimi najiita KEYM Explains, na post videos za political analysis pale TikTok. Tuseme politics ni kitu iko ndani yangu. From the time I was born, I started politics. Immediately I joined school. I have been a prefect from class 1, and I believe that is where politics starts.
Like serious? So when did you started your politics?
I started my politics back in 2003 when I became a class prefect. Class what? Class 2.
Class 2.
So all along I have been a prefect. When I joined high school, I became a prefect again. When I joined Southeastern Kenya University in 2014, I became a student leader in 2015. And all along until I graduated, I have been a student leader.
What?
So politics is something I have interest in.
So politics you started in 2003. So I can imagine that 2003 ulikuwa unajua mambo na politics vile kunaenda kwa nchi.
Okay,
who are you following? Unajua hii maneno, who are you following?
Okay, it's not particularly knowing about politics. It is something, it's like practicing politics, but you don't know that you're practicing politics. It's like goodness. Where we are. Right now, we are in Ngong. I can't be in Ngong because I was brought by a vehicle until mpaka nikafika hapa.
There is a process.
But, okay, nimefika hapa, niko Ngong, sijui niko Ngong. Alafu nikienda huko watu wananiuliza unajua Ngong, but because I didn't know that we were recording at Ngong. Mimi nilikuwa nimekuja Nairobi, ukanileta Ngong tukuje to record video. I will tell people that I have never been in to Ngong because exactly. I don't know I was in Ngong.
Exactly.
So now to me in those classes I didn't know that was politics. I came to understand that politics it is politics when I grew up and understood the basics of politics and what I was doing. Now it is now today that I'm finding myself analyzing politics and some people calling me a politician.
A politician.
Exactly.
So leadership has been into you starting from the primary school, high school, and back then in Seku.
I think so.
You think so? So that is KEYM Explains. So maybe have you ever inspired to become a leader anywhere? Maybe in the government, maybe in the place of work that you are doing. Have you ever dreamt of being a leader somewhere?
Okay, being a leader is something most people, or if anybody who is serious and you work somewhere, you want to be a leader there. If you work as a teacher, you want to be the head teacher in that school. If you work, any work you do, you want to be the leader of that place. So leadership is something everybody admires. And I'm not an exemption of that. I also admire leadership.
And Waku, there is this question that I want to ask you, KEYM Explains. And there kuna watu ambao wenye wanakaa lani kulazimisha leadership. And do you believe that this concept of saying that leadership or authority come from God? Na kuna wengine dictatorship that is come from God maybe?
Well,
or how can you put it, KEYM Explain?
Maybe that's a question of more. It is more of whether or not I believe in religion or not. But if you tell me that leadership comes from God, I may tell you yes, and I may tell you no, with this reasoning. If you take leaders like a pope, when I want to just go beyond politics, a bit,
religious,
just to explain to you. A pope, we can say a pope or a bishop or a pastor has been anointed by God. So that's a leadership that has come from God. But you think about someone like this guy of Uganda, the president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni.
The current
This is a guy who has been a president since the time he came out of that army and took the presidency from whoever he took it from. And until now, he doesn't want anybody there. He can even kill you if you show that you're a competitor to him. Are you telling me that still the same God that gave that Pope that leadership, bado ndiye alipatia
your leadership?
Forget about that before we remain in the same country, because I don't want to speak about our leaders in Kenya. Sometimes they behave like they don't know what they are doing. Unaweza ongea hapa alafu kesho uone watu wamevaa suti nyeusi wakikujia. So let's avoid those fools.
Exactly.
So speaking of the same, we have another one called Idi Amin.
Idi Amin Dada.
We had another one called who is this?
Mugabe.
Akina Mugabe.
For,
those are dictators, non-dictators. Those are known to be ruthless, heartless. When I look at leaders like those ones, I tend to believe there is something else you need to become a leader, other than being religious.
Exactly. So being a leader is not, so leadership is just an authority that we have given from God. Others, they are forcing it, right?
There are some people who force it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now,
even if you come in our country, we have presidents, we have governors, we have MPs. You can actually pinpoint some leaders who say, this guy has no leadership qualities.
Exactly.
Like if you go to Makueni, we have the governor of Makueni, Kivuda Kibwana. Whatever he has done and the way he speaks and everything he does, you can tell that this is a leader.
This one is a leader. So leadership is not...
Then you go to some jokers like Sonko, Waititu. Are you telling me? Okay, those, I'm not saying they are not leaders.
They are.
But they are just wealthy goons.
Yes. Wealthy goons,
Just wealthy goons.
So leadership, you cannot force it actually.
It's only that they have money and people think that money
leadership
grants authority to lead.
Exactly.
But that is money. We have the leadership.
Exactly.
Leadership is a situation where you are in charge of people.
Exactly.
You are leading a group of people. You are managing a group of people to achieve a certain objective. See? But when you bring some leaders, let me not go beyond that.
Exactly.
Let me not go beyond that.
Next time you'll see the CID or the people in suits. They are looking where this guy called Studio Media and KEYM Explains. Yeah. Now, KEYM, maybe if you are given an opportunity to lead the country, which is the first thing will you change and pretend that unaona that hii kitu vile watu wanafanya bana haifai kufanyika hivi, inafaa ifanyike hivi? Which is the first thing?
In politics?
Yes, in politics. No, not actually in politics. Maybe tutaguzia politics kidogo. We are talking about social lives. Which sector will you touch most? Maybe if you are given tuseme that leo umepatiwa ukakuwa kuwa rais wa Kenya leo.
One thing I would do is to do something with the freedom of people. I would want to give a meaning to the freedom of people to choose the leaders they want. Because the situation as it is in Kenya,
it's pathetic.
It is not the people that decide. You know that.
Exactly.
I don't know whether you are agreeing with me or you are not agreeing with me. When we go to something like, let's take an example of the presidency. It is almost sure that it is not the people who decide who will become the president when. And if it is the people, then in 2013, the guy who would become the president is this guy called Dida.
Abduba
Dida.
You know this.
That is the guy who would become president. In 2017, then the president would be this Ekuru Aukot. Yes. He's the only guy who sounded meaningful in relation to being a leader. In 2022, the guy who would become a president is Wajakoya. Are you seeing any possibility that Wajakoya can even get 100k votes?
Wajakoya, that story of Wajakoya of Bang, I don't tend to agree. I don't tend to agree with it.
And
but
to connect that story with that issue, with now the reality of what happens. Raila Odinga, this is the 5th time Raila Odinga is running
for the presidency. Exactly.
The 5th time. If you ask him and his supporters, he says he has been winning.
And he's not giving up, one.
He's not giving up. He says he has been winning.
He has been winning. And,
yes. And true to that, he has masses.
From that script,
yes.
Vifaranga via computer.
Yeah. And true to that, he has masses.
He has mass a lot.
Okay.
He's a charismatic leader.
He has masses. He controls more than half of the population in the country. Follow him. I don't want you to answer, but I know maybe you support Raila Odinga. But for all those 5 times, it is beyond reasonable doubt that at least 2 times alishinda lakini alinyang'anywa without doubt. Okay? But what happened? What happened? Someone else takes the leadership. And that has been confirmed by President Uhuru Kenyatta. The handshake was just to confirm that Uhuru admits that this guy has followers and they are probably more than the ones who rule.
Exactly.
Okay? Exactly. And that's why he had to force a handshake. Okay? Exactly. So that basically tells you that it is not what the people say is that determines what leadership is. Okay? Yeah. So I would like to see a country where people say that we want this leader and not this one. I would like to see a Tanzania in Kenya. Tanzania in Kenya.
Okay. Now, if we talk about Tanzania in Kenya, what do you mean, KEYM Explains?
I mean, if you look at leaders like the past 2 leaders of Tanzania, Magufuli and Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. When you look at those people, they are people who have been chosen by the people, and the people have nothing to say. There is no post-election demonstrations to say that this is not the leaders we elected. Okay? But in Kenya, we do an election today, and tomorrow someone is in the streets. People in Kibra are killing each other. People in Molo are killing each other, arguing that our man has taken the lead, but you have taken away the leadership. Okay? When last did you hear that Tanzania they were fighting for election?
I don't remember.
When last did you hear in Rwanda, Paul Kagame? That guy is a guy who has been elected democratically, and the people of that country accept that this is the guy that we want us to lead. Exactly. We want to lead us. Exactly. And there are no fights.
What
about in Kenya?
But in Kenya,
we do an election. Tomorrow we are in a war. When you think about that, when you interrogate the reason as to why you are in a war, you feel like the people who are fighting for a true reason. They have a real reason. Okay? Exactly. Then when will Kenya change this narrative of that the person who has won has stolen the election, he has rigged, that is because he has connections.
Rigging is the most cases that you hear here.
So there is no freedom for people to choose their leaders.
Exactly.
Yeah. So look at Nairobi. Look at Nairobi right now. We have Senator Sakaja, and then we have Polycarp Igathe. If you ask anybody in Nairobi, including those who are fighting Sakaja, they will tell you that Sakaja would make the best governor, and that is what the people are saying. Okay? Igathe would make a good governor. That's granted. That's agreed. Igathe can make a good.
That's a sure.
He can make a good governor. But on the other hand, we have 2 choices. We are like in a dilemma. I don't want to say it's a dilemma because it is not a dilemma. If you talk of a dilemma, it is a situation where people are confused of whether we are going to elect Igathe or we are going to elect Sakaja.
Exactly.
But this time people have decided it's Sakaja. You can read from the transcripts as they say. Okay, the people have decided. What about the government? The government is trying to their best to declare Sakaja as useless and not educated. Yet the same Sakaja was given that mandate by the same government using the same papers he has been using. But right now, because he's not into the government, right now because he is not supporting the interest of the government, which is the silly Azimio, the meaningless Azimio.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they are Azimioing to do what. Okay, because he is not subscribing to that narrative
exactly.
of Azimio. Raila must become the president, even without saying what Raila is giving us. Now the government is on his neck and telling him that actually, we hata hukwenda shule. We kwanza hata tumejua hukwenda shule.
Exactly.
You ask them about who was the best senator, who was the super senator, they tell you Sakaja. Kwani alikuwa super senator akiwa na nini na certificate ya form 4.
Imagine. So that is
very regrettable.
So that is the narrative.
I'm trying to tell you that the people have no voice when it comes to that leadership. We have people who dictate.
Exactly.
If I get a chance to become that leader, I would kick out all of them.
That's so good. That's according to KEYM Explains. And there is no democracy, right? Democracy. There is no democracy.
You only read democracy in newspapers.
Yes, exactly. Out of 100%. Out of 100%.
20. 20. Even before you finish, I give Kenya 20.
Oh my goodness. So that is 20% freedom 20%. That is being practiced in Kenya.
20%.
So that's according to KEYM Explains. And we have to check on that. So maybe, if I can tell you, KEYM, if you're given that opportunity, please do whatever that you say.
I can.
Yeah, do whatever.
I can.
Do whatever
if I get that
say.
Opportunity.
Exactly.
But again, that opportunity comes with the. If you want to become a leader in Kenya, you must have money.
So that narrative.
That narrative.
That's
a very wrong narrative.
Na huwa nasikia
that will take very long to take away from Kenya.
Na huwa nasikia that in Kenya si huwa nasikia from the hisses, okay? Unajua hii huwa nasikia, that is a bad hearsing,
Kabisa.
Yeah. So it is usually a narrative that in Kenya, if you don't have money, you will steal the taxpayers' money. So first of all, you need to have your full packed account so that you can serve the fellow Kenyans. Do you agree with that?
There are two things.
Just explain in 1 minute.
There are two things we confuse. Why do you want a leader? Why do we go for an election?
Is to get the proper voices of Kenya, of Kenyan people.
To get a voice, not to get money.
You
need if we take, for example, an MP. We want an MP who is going to parliament, deliberate on the issues that are affecting you, and when the national government gives them money, they will manage that money to the best interest of the electorate or the people who he represents.
Exactly.
So I am not going there to show how much money I have or how poor I am. Okay?
Exactly.
So money is something that came to change the spirit of leadership. Because there's a big difference between the letter of leadership and the spirit of leadership. Now the letter is what is written somewhere. And the what is written that the role of an MP is to that one.
Oh, so that one is written.
That's the letter.
That's the letter.
But the spirit is the intention of the person who wrote those roles in that constitution. What was the spirit? That you would not be engaging to any other business but serving these people.
Exactly.
Now, when you have a member, a president, like our president, Uhuru Kenyatta, he's a person who needs to be impeached on the first day he was elected.
Exactly.
He was even the person who was not supposed to go to the ballot. Why? This president owns almost, I hear.
He says.
I hear, not me. Don't come for me, idiots. Don't come for me. I hear that he owns almost a third of the country. He has companies we cannot even finish mentioning. He has billions of the Pandora Papers said that he has over 300 billion.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know what of 300 billion is?
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of
now,
money.
He has all those businesses. I hear he controls the milk business in the country.
Exactly.
I hear someone else controlled the gas business in the country.
Exactly.
Now, you tell me that he has such big companies and then you give him a role to represent you. How will he go to a table where we are discussing how we shall drop the price of milk? And then Uhuru is the CEO of that company.
Imagine.
He is the director. He is the owner of that company.
Imagine.
And you're telling that Uhuru can represent me in that stable to see how that mill can go down. Yet he's in the business to make money.
Imagine.
Does it make sense?
Exactly.
So he's a person who's not supposed to be in the government.
Exactly.
So how it comes that people look at how much money I have to elect me is something I don't understand. And it is not that I don't understand. It is something we were confused long time ago. It was misrepresented in our minds. We were brainwashed, and now we think leadership is money.
Very good.
That's being lost.
That's according to KEYM Explain, and KEYM Explain can explain everything here the whole day. He is a
let them
nice
try
politics.
us. Let them try us.
Oh my God!
Come to my TikTok page.
Exactly.
At KEYM Explains. Come to our YouTube at KEYM Explains. I will come here again and let them send those questions.
Oh yeah.
Call me tomorrow. I'll be here.
Exactly.
Let them send the question, and then we shall explain
we can
from
explain
the way we understand. You see what I do. Although you haujaniuliza, lakini wacha nijipe tu kiherehere.
Exactly. Okay.
What I do, I take KEYM Explains. KEYM is my name. Explains is what I do.
Exactly.
KEYM is explaining. So KEYM explains issues. Okay.
Exactly.
I take complicated issues and then break it down into a very simple language that I can explain to a standard 5 or standard 4 pupil, and that person can understand what is going on.
Wow.
Let me tell you, there are a lot of people we are living even outside in this debate. They cannot understand what we are saying.
Yeah, they
but
can
if you
understand
sit down,
them,
if you sit down and say that KEYM Explains visited Stereo Media and they discussed 1, 2, 3, and in the opinion of KEYM Explains, he said 1, 2, 3. A short clip of 1 minute. Exactly. You touch a lot of lives. They understand what they don't understand.
Exactly.
For example, now we have a problem with everything in terms of prices. People are saying we have inflation.
The economy
we have inflation. How do you explain to people that it is not Uhuru Kenyatta or Raila Odinga or whoever has caused the increase in prices, but the war in Russia? Now, a layman would like to understand how because a layman is being cheated and they're being told that it is President Uhuru is managing the government. That's why everything is expensive.
Exactly.
You are learned.
Exactly.
I know you are learned. You went to school for very many years. So you know the real thing that is happening, okay?
Exactly.
How can you explain to that let's call him Mama Mboga so that they can brag.
They can understand.
They can understand. How do you explain to that boy from that kijiji who has a smartphone but does not understand why when he goes to the market he's buying maize flour at 200 shillings, yet last year he was buying at 90 bob? That's something that it is beyond the control of President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Exactly.
You know there is somewhere it is connected.
Exactly.
Explain that in 2 minutes in a way he can understand. Exactly. That's what KEYM does.
That's KEYM.
Exactly.
That's KEYM Explain. Now, KEYM, and maybe I can ask you a few questions and you answer it maybe in 1 or 30 seconds.
Okay.
Very soon, in fact, maybe in the next time to come, are you aspiring to become a leader? A politician. Okay, there is a difference between a politician and a leader. Will you want to venture into the government, the Kenyan government? Well, and which position maybe are you aspiring to do?
Well, if I consider that if I go there, I won't waste my resources, and that I will be elected, I can go there.
Yeah. In which position? Maybe governor, senator,
at this
president.
Time, I would like to become a member of parliament because that is where it is in parliament where laws are made, where they are changed, and it is where laws originate from.
Exactly.
So those laws that are against the common mwananchi, that have been made to benefit a particular group of people, I would consider parliament because I would like to amend those laws.
Those laws.
Okay? I would like to have a law that gives information to people so that when the constitution says this, the people can understand in their very simple language, because the constitution is written in a very complicated language. Okay? Breaking that down into a simple language is something that again needs the intervention of the
people.
Of the same law.
On the same law, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So if there is any position I would like to go to, it is
MP, Member of Parliament.
MP.
That's very good. So in 2027, we will see you in the ballots.
Hopefully.
So that's according to KEYM. And KEYM, And which advice can you give to our Kenyan leaders in just a very few 1 minute?
In 1 minute?
Yes, 1 minute.
That power is very temporary. You are a leader today, tomorrow you are you are being led. Whatever you do when you are in power will determine what those who will rise in power will do to you when they get back there. Whatever you do when you are in power will determine what those who will sit in the same position you are will do to you tomorrow when you are not there.
Wow. That's according to KEYM Explains. And we will be just keep on you will keep in touch with him. And which social handles maybe can we get you?
Currently I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, TikTok, how do we call you in TikTok?
It's KEYM_explains. Or you can just write there KEYM.
KE.
I am the only black Kim. There's no any other KEYM. You'll see my videos there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, Mr. Kim, for coming.
Karibu sana.
And what do you know about Stereo Media? Have you ever heard about Stereo Media?
Stereo Media, I don't want to talk more about it. I want to send people to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Search for this name. It's here.
It is
Stereo Media. Stereo Media. Go search for that. You'll see what he does. Very wonderful videos. Probably wonderful than KEYM Explains. Just go and watch.
Thank you so much.
Just watch. Subscribe. And before you subscribe, like that video. Like it because I know you like what the content in there.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. So that is according to KIKAO, and KIKAO comes to an end. Welcome so much once again, Kim. And as you go outside there, please make a world a better place to dwell in.
Kabisa.
Share love.
Kabisa.
Just give out proper information, okay?
Sure.
Yeah, and just be careful. See, then we shall make a world a better place to dwell in.
Kabisa.
Thank you so much, Kim.
Kabisa.
Until we meet next time. Thank you.